Have you ever thought that even if poor and middle class people work for money in their whole life, but then why they still struggle financially? The reason is they work for money and rich people don't work for money. They just do a little things different and they don't tell us, right? I got to know how they do this from this amazing book Rich Dad and Poor Dad that I just read few days back. And if you really don't know how rich people make money, you will get to know about it by the end of this video because I'm reviewing this amazing book Rich Dad and Poor Dad today that I just read few days back, and it really changed my perspective almost 360 degree about money. So in this video I'm going to talk about those 6 lessons and also the steps that Robert Kiyosaki shares after following which we can build our own wealth. So please keep watching this video till the end because all the lessons are interlinked and I don't want you to miss any one of them. And I promise they are all awesome. So actually it started raining in the park, so I came here to record the video further. So there are 4 people involved in this book. First is Robert himself, second is Robert's poor dad, third one is Robert's friend Mike, and fourth you know him very well. Of course, Rich Dad. So actually Rich Dad was Robert's friend Mike's father, to whom Robert referred as a rich dad in this book because he was the one who taught them about how to be rich. And if I talk about Robert's poor dad, so he always told him to go to school, get a job and work hard for money. But his rich dad always encouraged both Robert and Mike to not to work for money but work to learn. So Robert as a child had options to choose either rich dad's advice or poor dad's advice, but he always chose rich dad's advice that shaped his entire life. So let's begin with those 6 lessons that Robert Kiyosaki learned from his rich dad. Lesson number 1 is rich people don't work for money. Rich dad never wanted both Robert and Mike to be trapped into the cycle of getting up, go to work hard for money, and pay all the bills and buy all the expensive things. And again the cycle goes on to getting up, go to work hard for money and pay all the bills and buy expensive things. So Rich Dad always taught both Robert and Mike to use the imagination to identify the opportunity to make money work for them. And because of this, both Robert and Mike got their first idea in their early childhood to open a comic book library business. And even if they weren't in business physically, but their business generated money for them, and seeing all this, Rich Dad was very happy because they had learned to make money work for them. They did not work for money. So number 2 is being financially literate. And being financially literate, what Rich Dad meant to say is that to know the difference between an asset and a liabilities and only buy assets. And the key difference between an asset and liability is that if you have bought something and that thing is not putting money in your pocket, it means it's a liability, because an asset always put money in your pocket. Rich Dad taught both Robert and Mike that why poor and middle class people are still poor or struggle financially is because they buy liabilities like car, homes and all the luxurious things first, and then they invest in their assets if any amount is left. And what rich people do, that they always buy assets like real estate, stock, bonds and all the companies and buildings first, and as they get money from their assets, they again reinvest most of the amount, and they keep doing this until they have a huge amount of money. Then they go to the market and buy all the expensive things and all the luxurious things available. Lesson number 3 is minding your own business. And by minding your own business, what Rich Dad meant to say is to buy assets as much as possible. Why poor and middle class are still poor or struggle financially? Because they focus on their income, worry about promotion, raise and better job or work overtime to increase their income, and they don't understand that by doing this they are simply minding someone else's business and making that person rich. And what rich people do, that they always focus on their assets, and then their assets generate money for them and make them rich. So rich people become more rich because they are simply minding their own business, even if they are employed somewhere in a corporation or they are self-employed. What Robert Kiyosaki suggests, that people can keep their daytime job and mind their own business by simply buying assets, not the liabilities. So they can also carve out their path to be rich. And he also just suggests 4-5 types of real assets that they can buy, like businesses that does not require their physical presence, real estate, bonds and stocks, and also the royalties from intellectual properties like music, writing, scripts, and patents. And lesson number 4 is the power of corporation to minimize taxes. Robert and Mike learned from his rich dad the biggest secret of rich, and that is rich people always form corporation for their assets to lower down the taxes, and also because of corporation they get the legal advantage of paying the expenses first and then taxes on whatever left. And corporation is not that you will have to build a company or make a group of people, but it's just a simple legal document. And what everyone else do is that they earn, get taxed, and then they pay all the expenses from whatever left. To put it more simply, we can understand like an employee of a corporation will get his salary on his hand after paying all the taxes, and then he will pay all the expenses from whatever left. But an But a person who owns a corporation, he can pay all the expenses first and then the taxes on whatever left. So a person who does not have a corporation comes up with very little money at the end. And you know what? Rich people always find their escape or way out from all these rules and regulations because they use their financial intelligence. And considering this fact that the financial intelligence is important, so Robert Kiyosaki suggests 4 skills to learn the financial intelligence. And those 4 skills are accounting, investing, and understanding market and the law. Lesson number 5 is it's often bold people who go ahead, not the smart. And what Rich Dad meant by this lesson is that both bold and smart people have good financial intelligence and even both could see if any opportunity is coming. But smart people lack here because they stay fearful while taking risk. And on the other hand, bold people go ahead and act courageously to take risks. And that makes all the difference in leading a successful life. Both smart and bold people invest in their financial intelligence, so they learn all the necessary skills of accounting, investing, understanding market and the laws to minimize risk. But only bold people go ahead and buy all the real estate, stocks, bonds and companies and apartments and buildings and all. And they sometimes win and sometimes lose, but they don't afraid of losing because they always understand that the world would always hand over the opportunities to those who could see them and act upon them courageously. So here we are left with the last lesson number 6, and I think this is the most important lesson, especially for those who are in 20s. And this lesson is always work to learn, not to earn. Rich Dad always encouraged both Robert and Mike to work in different areas of businesses to learn a lot of skills rather than being just an expert of one skill. So both Robert and Mike had worked in many companies to gain variety of experiences, and Robert Kiyosaki never expertised himself in one skill. He always left one job for another to learn a new skill. He learned leadership skills, international trading, sales and marketing, and took a lot of courage to continuously expand his knowledge. And later on, by 1977, he started his own company because by that time he had sufficient skills to run a business. And the most important skills Robert Kiyosaki suggests that is sales and marketing, and he also suggests that negotiating, writing and speaking are also important to be a successful in life. Robert Kiyosaki shares 5 things that you should overcome to become rich. First is fear. You shouldn't be fearful of losing money rather than use fear as an inspiration to succeed. And lesson number 2 is overcoming cynicism or overcoming criticism. Like you shouldn't criticize everything that you know or everything that you come across. Third is overcoming bad habits, and fourth is overcoming laziness, and fifth is, and according to Robert Kiyosaki, this is the most important thing that you should overcome, that is arrogance. Overcoming arrogance means you shouldn't be like you know everything, and what you don't know it's not important, but it's really important. So these are the 5 things that you should overcome to become rich. Apart from those 6 lessons that Robert Kiyosaki learned from his Rich Dad, he himself suggests some of the steps that we can take to become rich. Like first is stop doing what you're doing. It means like if you're doing something and that thing is not producing results to you, do other way, get other ways of doing that thing. And second is finding someone who has done what you want to do. Like that person will definitely take you to the path where you want to be. And shop for bargain in all the markets. Learn the negotiation skills and always think big. Learn from history, attend seminars, read books, and take classes and courses to expand your knowledge about skills and about many areas of businesses. And always look for new ideas, look for new things in this rapid changing world. Thank you, and please subscribe, like and comment to my YouTube channel. You will definitely be getting a lot of videos and a lot of informative videos in this YouTube channel.